Hi, my name is Andy Deitmeyer, chef for Mercy Medical Center in Cedar Rapids. Today we're going to be preparing a dish. It's a vegetable dish. We're going to do collard greens today. And I know a lot of people have probably had collard greens before and probably thought they'd never have them again. But I really think they're delicious, and if done right, rather than just boiled or having them frozen. I know a lot of people, I've had them frozen and I've had them plain boiled, and it wasn't a very pleasant experience, but they can really be good, and they're really good for you. And I think, if I can show you a different way to prepare them, I think you might be more inclined to eat more of them. So we're going to do this in a saute pan. I got some bacon here. Just a nice little rough chop on this. We're going to start with that, get it in our pan. And we're going to kind of just slowly render this bacon, render the fat out. And then we're going to turn the heat up and get this bacon until it's just about crispy. And then we're going to also add garlic and red onions to this. The red onions and the garlic will add a lot of flavor. The red onions will add a little color to it as well. And we're just going to kind of quick braise these. And braising, the term braising means when you start with a dry heat method like sauteing, and then you add liquid to it towards the end to kind of stew it a little bit. Usually it's a very long, slow process. In this case, we're going to do kind of a really quick, speeded up version of it, because the greens don't take as long to stew as something like meats. This is something you commonly do with tougher cuts of meats, ribs, things of that nature. So we've got our red onions cut up here. I'm going to just mince up some garlic. Wasn't peeled. And once our bacon starts getting crispy, we're going to add our onions and garlic. And the combination of bacon, onions, and garlic can never go wrong. It just smells great. All right, so our bacon's starting to get nice and crispy here, just right. We're going to add our garlic and onions. Kind of let this saute for a little bit. Let these onions and garlic cook out a little bit. And while that's doing that, collard greens, you can find them in your produce market. Almost any grocery store will have them. They kind of got a big leafy bunch to them like that. And they'll have a little stem hanging off them. So long. You can cut part of the bottom off, but you can keep some of it. And then I'll have a rib running down the back side of it. I usually just fold it over and kind of cut just out the big part, because they're a little bit tougher, so you want to kind of just slice them a little and add them to your mix first. So you saute them out a little bit just so they get a little more tender for the rest of it, because the leaf is really tender. This is a little bit tougher, so we'll cook this a little bit longer, and then we'll add our leafy part to it. And then on the leafy greens, you can just rough chop that any which way you want. So again, I'm going to go ahead, since I got my all my stem pieces, toss them in, get them kind of getting tender here first. And once they've worked for about a minute or so, then you can go ahead and add your leafy greens. And we also have some red wine vinegar and some red wine, about 50-50, half of each, and a little brown sugar. So I like to have them be a little bit tart, but a little bit of sweet too. It really goes nice with the bacon and the onions. And at this point, we can add our sugar, just so it starts to caramelize a little bit. Work that in there a little. And you notice we're going to be getting some nice color on the bottom of our pan. That's great. That's going to add so much flavor when we add that red wine and vinegar. It's all going to come off there and add so much flavor to our greens. Now we can add our greens. A little cracked pepper, a little salt, We're just going to saute these leaves for a little bit till they start to cook down a little and get a little more tender. Oh, that smells good. And it's just got great colors to it. The red onion adds some color, and you got a little piece of crispy bacon in there. It's great. It's almost like wilting spinach. It doesn't take very long. So we're going to add a little bit of our wine and vinegar mix, just enough to kind of deglaze that pan a little bit. At this point, you can kill your heat and take it off, and just kind of let them sit and steam. They'll be tender, and they'll be just ready to go. You want to check them for seasoning. Oh, that's good. So you got a little bit of that smokiness from the bacon. The brown sugar adds some sweetness, and you got a little bit of tartness from the wine and the vinegar, along with the onions and garlic. There's a lot going on in such a simple little pan, but it is really good. And this is ready to plate up. Again, just a really nice color on these greens. It's excellent. It's almost like they got their own little sauce built right in. I mean, that is just excellent right there. This could change your mind about collard greens. I'm certain of it. So there it is, braised collard greens with bacon, onions, and garlic.